Hello guys, welcome to today's Q&A. I'm so excited to be sitting down with you, just me and you, being super intentional because I haven't done that in a really long time and all of my videos are very fast-paced. I'm on the go. So it was important for me to do this, to connect with you guys. So I asked you questions over on my Instagram and we're gonna just hop right into it. So the first question is how to get into meditation and believing in the universe. I'm not the girl to push my beliefs on anybody. Whatever you believe in, whatever works for you is 100% what you should do. I believe in honestly a few different things. I don't think that there needs to be like one. I feel like a lot of the time it's like you either believe in God or you either believe in the universe. That's not me. I was raised a Catholic girl. I have a very religious grandmother and I believe in God. I do. I believe that God is there when you just feel like there is literally no other place to turn to. And then I think that you can also manifest what you want in your life and take the reins if you want to. I know I don't want a whole religious talk in the comments, but that's where I come from. I want you to look at things however you choose to. So, me digesting how people are gonna freak out over that in the comments probably, but whatever. Manifestation has been one of the coolest, most intriguing things that I've ever experienced in my life. I actually just went on about manifestation for the next 5 minutes when that's not even the question. So here I am to answer your question. How to get into the universe and meditation. So what got me started with meditation was YouTube videos. I would do guided meditations. It's literally proven scientifically that it makes you feel good. So I think that's the best way to start is to just look up guided meditations, and you could do all different types of meditations for different things, whatever you're feeling, whatever you want to feel, whatever you're trying to channel. Look that up, lay down, do it. Not every single meditation is going to be amazing and you're not going to sink into this deep, crazy experience. It does happen, but not every time. And my biggest thing is to just not be afraid, to surrender, because you have to trust yourself and know that you have your own back. And when getting into a meditation, if you just surrender to all the fear and ego, you're going to have such a beautiful experience within yourself, learning from yourself. And all of this sounds crazy if you are not into this, but give it a try and you will thank me later. I have found such inner peace from this, and I'm at the point where I don't even need a guided meditation. I can just do it on my own, and it's wonderful. And with the universe, I think once you get into your self-practice and you start channeling the energy that you have within yourself, you're gonna see things differently. You're gonna appreciate the universe differently. You're gonna see all the signs that it's giving you. You're gonna be more positive. This is also just from my experience, but you're gonna feel more positive. You're gonna see how magical everything is because you're gonna be looking for the positive since you're feeling the positive. When you feel the negative, you look for the negative. That's inevitable. You can say that you don't, but it's the truth. When you feel positive and you look for positivity, you're golden, babe. I think that meditation and the universe are all intertwined as one. And I think once you start meditating, trusting the universe will just follow. But I'm gonna leave in me talking about manifestation because it kind of all goes hand in hand, and I also just love to talk about it. Obviously, because I just went on about it without being asked to. Let's get back into it. The beautiful thing about manifestation is that every single human being is capable of doing it. Like, we are all built with the same tools most of the time to be able to achieve manifesting. Laws of the universe are so real to me. That's another thing. You know, like there's law of attraction. There's law of pretty much anything. I want to do a video on things that, like, my core beliefs and things that I live by and things that kind of like my morals, I guess. Because I've been writing them down in my notes as I think of them and as I come to them. And I think they're just really, honestly, amazing tools that have helped me through life. So that's a whole nother thing. But if you can think something, if you can believe something, then you can achieve that something. If you can imagine it, then it can happen. Because how the hell was this car made? Somebody's imagination. How the hell is Amazon as big as it is today? Because Jeff Bezos had the idea and he ran with it. It's literally as simple as that. Obviously, it's a huge journey in between, but that's what makes achieving something so fucking worth it is the grind. And you hear people say that, but you won't believe it until you're actually in it. Or even when you're in it, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? This sucks. Guess what? One day it's gonna work out and you're gonna be thinking to the good old days when, oh, remember when I was busting my ass every single day trying to do this? And that's what you'll think of when you think of your success. Why is my car making a wild noise? My gas miles are at 111 right now. can't make it up. That's another thing. Thank you for reminding me, universe. Angel numbers. I think they're signs from angels, from the universe. I always try to pay attention to the things that I'm thinking about when I see an angel number and what I just was talking about. Like, for example, what I was just talking about, look over C111, I'm like, hell yeah, like that was meant to be said. It was valid. Whatever I'm thinking, it almost like validates my thoughts in a way. Let's say I'm thinking something really bad and I see a number, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be fine. This is a sign that there is hope. But believing in it, it's as simple as just believing in it. Once you are open and accepting to the things that can happen, when you're open and accepting, the opportunities are endless. Truly, guys. As soon as you open your eyes and say, you know what, maybe that was the universe, and stop doubting it and being like, there's no way, there's no way. You're pushing all of those things away when you're like closed-minded towards it. When you open up and you're like, wow, look at that sign, look at how beautiful, like just seeing the beauty and in everything, I promise you, the universe will be like, girl, I see you appreciating me, let's work together. For me, something that helps me believe in the universe is like, we are Earth. Like, we are a part of Earth. We're a part of the ecosystem. As humans, we're animals, you know? Like, I'm sorry if none of this makes sense, but I need to switch because that was 9 minutes of me talking about that. I can make a whole nother video on it. Okay, you know it's not a Q&A without anybody asking me if I'm getting engaged, a wedding, so I'm gonna answer the questions for you guys just because it's fun, even though it's not happening anytime soon. Destination wedding or stay local? I think I want to have a destination wedding because I want to have a small wedding, and I feel like that usually weeds some people out. I don't know if that sounds rude, but that's not the only reason I want to have a destination wedding. But when we do that, which will most likely be the case, who knows what could happen, we are probably going to get married away somewhere and then do something for the people at home that maybe didn't get the invite to that or can't make it. So most likely we'll be doing like 2 separate things. We're not gonna get like married twice, but you know, a wedding and then maybe a celebration at home. Can you tell that we talk about this all the time and want it to happen because we already have it all planned out? Do you also want to have 5 kids like your parents had, you and your siblings? No. I mean, never say never. You literally never know what could happen. But as a sibling, I love it. I would love to be able to give my kids a bunch of siblings, but I just don't think that for me I would be able to be like my best self. Like, I don't know if I would be able to be the best parent to 5 children. It's a lot. But like, if that's what happens, then that's what happens, you know? But that's not my plan. You know, it's funny because you may have even heard me say it on YouTube before. A lot of the time I'm like, I'm not having kids. Me and Paul always say, we're not having kids, we're not having kids. But we're never like, no, it's never happening. You know, there was always this part of me that was like, you know, but maybe, like, if I have kids, you know, it was never a never, because it's not that I don't, like, I love kids. But I think I'm so young to think of having a child right now. It's just a no. I have so much more to work on financially, spiritually. I just have a lot of growing to do before I can have a child. So the thought of it is just like, oh. But me and Paul had a conversation where we were like, you know, I'm not gonna like air out the conversation, but it was kind of just along the lines of like, you know, maybe we will, but maybe we won't, but maybe we will. We just have to see, you know, but it's not gonna be anytime soon. And most likely won't be 5 of them. Do you feel like you ever missed out on anything since you were homeschooled? Now, no, not at all. I was lucky enough to be dating Paul, who went to public school. So I was able to go to prom with him. I was able to come to his graduation. I went to all his graduation parties, and I luckily was friends with a bunch of people from my town and obviously from other towns. So I went to their graduation parties, and I got to go to Paul's graduation. So it's not something I ever really like seeked as a person, was like the things that come with school, you know? But I will say, when I was younger, I would be like, I'm going to school next year, because once it hit like middle school, I started liking boys and I was hanging out with them, and I was like, oh, I could see them every day, my friends every day. Not just, it wasn't just about boys, but then they would do like battle of the classes and like stuff like that. I was kind of like, oh, I wish I could do that. But now I'm like, who fucking cares? I literally, that's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I wish I got to participate in that. I don't care now at all. But I would say in the moment, I was like, cared a little bit, but not enough to actually go back to school. how do you deal with body dysmorphia? By the way, you are beautiful. I love you. Thank you. So I'm actually getting flamed on Instagram as we speak about like body dysmorphia. It's just a whole other thing in itself. So I have been thinking about it recently. I've struggled with this literally my whole life. I just never had anything to identify it as because I didn't know when I was younger, but since I could remember, my body has been an issue for me. But I think going back to the whole spirituality and, you know, manifestations, just the spiritual realm has helped me a lot with my body because I'm able to see it as like a vessel. Oh my god, that's the cutest cat ever! It looks like a lion. It has like a fluffy... A lot of things are happening. Back to what I was saying. I'm able to see my body as a vessel. Something just like clicks in your brain where it's like, wow, this thing gets me around every day and I'm able to do the things I love because of this. And that was always in my mind, but I could not overcome, and I still have not fully overcome the look of it and how I don't like the look of it. And it's hard. It's fucking hard. But I think as I get older, I'm able to appreciate my body and just appreciate that it works properly more than I don't like it. I have days, when I was younger, it was like every 5 seconds. It's the only thing I thought about. Now I have like certain parts of me that bother me, but it's not every single day. And I think just always coming back to, I'm lucky that I'm able to even walk and appreciating my body for like pushing for me every single day, every single moment, you know? And also I think when you do the right thing, I know this has nothing to do with your body, but when you do the right thing always and you know you're doing the right thing and you have a clear conscience, you're able to focus on that more than what's wrong with you. It's kind of may not correlate in your brain, but that's almost what always gets me through it. It's like, I'm a good person, I'm doing the right thing, and that's what matters, not my body, not what I look like. It's a constant struggle that I'm still struggling with, but it's been a lot better. I think it's honestly just growing up, and I don't put so much energy into my body. I also think a lot of what the people around you say matters, and tuning that out, because, you know, there's generations and generations. I think we're the first generation to be like, yo, don't fucking talk about my body. I don't want to hear about your weight. We don't need to talk about any of that. And I think that's the coolest thing we could ever do, because even my grandma, she just tried on her jumpsuit that she's wearing to Brianna's wedding this weekend, and she looks in the mirror every time she tries it on. She goes, but I'm fat. And she's so not. And even if she was, who cares? Like, and so that's something that I've like heard my whole life, you know? And it's something that now as an adult, I choose to ignore and just, I'm not going to attach myself to that. I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm not going to put my energy into it because it doesn't matter. I'm really like getting deep right now, and I'm trying hard to explain things, but you're beautiful. You're lucky that you have a functioning body every single day. And if you struggle with body image issues or body dysmorphia, you are not alone. I understand what it's like to literally be in a crowd of people or sitting at a dinner table with friends and worrying about which way I'm turning my head because I don't want to look like I have a double chin. While we're having great conversation, that shouldn't even be on my mind, but it is. I get it, okay? You are not alone. And I think with time, with growth, you will slowly but surely be on an incline. Wow, okay. Next question. Do we see an engagement anytime soon? I wanted to touch on this because I get asked this literally every single day, and that's fine because you guys are just excited and I love that. I need a sip of water. My boyfriend and I, if you're new here, have been together for 8 years now. I was 15 when we started dating, and since I was maybe 15 or 16 years old, we have been talking about how we're gonna get married and we're gonna get engaged, and it's always been the plan. And I'm only 23 now, so for me to feel rushed to do that doesn't make any sense because I already know this is my person. I already know it's going to happen. We both do. It's not like I started dating this guy at 30 and I'm in a rush to get married and have kids. It's not that case. So there's not any time frame. It's kind of just, in my case, because I'm not planning the engagement, it's kind of just when it happens, and I can't wait. And I know that we want to be financially where we would like to be to throw the wedding and the engagement of our dreams. And right now we're not there, but it's gonna come. So it's definitely, hopefully, within the next few years, maybe like 3, if I had to take a guess, but I have no clue. Because I used to say I wanted to get engaged by the age of 23, and now that I am 23, I'm like, No, I'm so young. Like, I'm not ready to be a fiance. Like, that's my boyfriend. You know, like, he's my husband. We know it. But that's my boyfriend, and it's cute. I'm 23. Let's keep it at boyfriend for now. But he's the one, you know? That's it. So it's not a rush, you know? The next step is moving in together, hopefully, which that's probably a question here. We'll see. What are the main things that make you happy when you're feeling down or not yourself? Why can I not breathe? I need to crack a window. Family, always, every time, no matter what, and friends. That's the biggest blessing about still living at home, is like when I'm going through something that feels so much bigger than me, so much larger than something I can handle on my own. I go right downstairs and I immediately have 4 or 5 people to talk with about this serious life issue or a fucking stub of the toenail, you know? Just having a support system genuinely eases my anxiety like there's no tomorrow. Like I tell my dad, I don't know what I would do without you, and he always says you would be just fine. And that's the kind of person that I want to be. It's like, he knows that I need him, but he didn't have to let his ego get into it and go, I know, what would you do without me? He's like, no, I'm gonna give you the confidence because I know you could be okay on your own. And that didn't have anything to do with the question, but I just felt like sharing it. Just knowing that I have people to lean on. That's the biggest fucking thing. When I'm feeling down, having people to lean on. Even when I'm not feeling my best, I have to get out of the house and be with friends or go downstairs and be with my family. It's like a distraction in a way, and if you don't want a distraction answer, because that kind of, I guess, I'm distracted by the issue, or I'm going down to like address the issue with other people downstairs. When I say down, my biggest thing is a meditation, a yoga practice, get my body moving. A lot of the time the meditation doesn't really work when I'm like not feeling good, because I gotta move, like I gotta be busy. So a yoga practice, like throw it on my TV, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have time for. Just kind of move, you know, get your body going and focus on that. And once you fuel the inner self, which is exactly what yoga does, you're able to release that sad feeling as best as you can, I guess. My car just turned off on me. What was your first ever job other than social media? By the way, you inspired me so much. Thank you so much. My first ever job was at PAC, where I did cheer. I coached the half-year teams, which are kids that come in for half of the year, so they're not like full-time athletes at PAC. And I think it was like once a week. And then I think I like went up to twice a week. And then after that, I worked in retail at a clothing boutique for my brother's girlfriend that he was dating at the time, and that was so fun. And now I do social media. That's my job history. I feel like there might have been more. I've done like little gigs. Like I went to the city with a stylist once, and I was the stylist assistant. That was really cool, fun experience. Like babysat here and there, you know, like I've done like little things like that. But steady job was at PAC and then at a clothing boutique. Any big trips or plans for 2024? So I'm hoping, I'm in cahoots with a company, like a travel company, and they said they would get back to me like next week about a trip. I don't know what the trip is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna even fully go through because I have to get approved. But I'm putting into the universe that I will be going on a really cool trip out of the country this summer or this spring. Other than that, I have fun little trips planned like this week. I literally found out yesterday that next week, a week from yesterday, I'm going upstate with guests for a brand trip, and I'm so fucking excited. I cannot wait to take you guys along for that. I'm going on a Hamptons trip the week after that. I'm gonna vlog all of it, obviously. And I don't know, I feel like I've been very spontaneous recently and things are just coming up, and I'm saying yes to them, and I'm proud of myself for that because I typically say no, which actually I honestly have been saying no to a lot of things recently. But as of yesterday, your girl is saying yes, okay? Somebody said, biggest regret, and don't say nothing. Babe, I actually looked at this comment and sat there for a good 5 minutes trying to think of something that I regret, and I have to say, nothing, because I'm a firm believer that every single thing you do, you go through, that happens to you is for a reason, whether that's something that you'll find out in 25 years, the day of, a month from then, if it's literally just growth. Like something bad can happen, and if I grow from it, then it's worth it to me, honestly. Like I'm going through something in my life, actually one of the hardest things I've ever gone through that I just can't talk about publicly, and it It is legit like gut-wrenching terrible, but I am growing so much from this. I've had to have so many hard conversations. I'm learning so much about myself through it, and it sucks, but it's happening for that reason, I think. Somebody said birth control. This is the last question, but I wanted to talk about it really quick because I stopped taking birth control in September of 2023. It's now February of 2024, and I started taking birth control, bear with me here, at 16 years old. So that means I was on birth control for 7 years straight. Which, birth control, I'm not anti-birth control at all. I genuinely, like, it did great things for me. I feel like it protected me a lot, gave me peace of mind and sanity, because I have been in a relationship since I was 15, so like obviously I've been sexually active. And that's honestly why I went on it. And I didn't have any major issues on it at all. Maybe I gained a few pounds, maybe my periods were like a little weird, but I didn't even really know my period yet because I was only 16 when I went on it. But yeah, I was like honestly good on it. Mentally I was okay for sure. But I said to myself, okay, I'm 23 years old. I'm ready to actually have my own hormones, because essentially what you're doing is putting fake hormones into your body when taking birth control. I wanted to just be natural and just be, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, and then I lost my new pill packet that I was supposed to start taking during September Fashion Week, and I was away in a hotel, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm stopping. Like, this is my sign. This was supposed to happen. That's what I did. I stopped taking it, and it's been a hell of a ride, guys. It's honestly not been great. It's looking up now. My skin has been fucking wild. I've never had acne in my life. All of a sudden, I'm an acne girly. I went through a really hard time last month. Like, the whole month of January was really, really hard for me. I was in a really dark place. Like, I just woke up so not myself. You guys know me. I'm like excited over a fucking leaf blowing in the wind. And I did not want to get out of bed. I did not see the excitement from day to day. I would wake up with my heart pounding out of my chest. I was just sad. And I think it was kind of just an adjustment period of my body feeling its natural feelings, I guess. I don't know. And it was hard. And I started going to an acupuncturist, and she has me on this herbal tincture. It's like liquid. I've been taking that for a month now, and it's really been helping me so much. But I do think it's making my acne a little bit worse, because I now have backne, which I've never in my life had even one pimple or blackhead on my back. And now I have it. And I spoke to her yesterday, and she was like, yeah, that it could be a result of that, so we'll adjust it. But I've been seeking help to balance out my hormones. She said she believes I have a hormonal imbalance. So I've been doing all the things. I've been drinking peppermint tea. I've been taking the herbal tinctures. I have been seeing an acupuncturist, and it's been so much better. And I feel like I'm able to flow. Like, I want to flow, you know? Especially me being on this spiritual journey, I want to be able to like ride with everything that comes with being a woman. I want to bleed a real period, and I am, and it's nice. It's cool. And I feel like there's a lot of changes that like I don't even know if I would want to talk about all of them, because like some of them are like all right, I'll just say it, like my sex drive is actually there, you know? And I don't know, it's just been good. It's been hard. It's been an adjustment, and I can always go back on the pill. Like I said, I'm not anti-pill. I liked taking birth control. So if I feel for myself that this is not gonna work anymore, that I can't get out of this, and I think I am getting out of it, I can always go back on it, because I'm lucky enough to not have like super crazy side effects like a lot of girls. But I think if you feel that you need to be on it for mental sanity, or for acne, or for your period, or just to make sure that, you know, you're not getting pregnant, then you should, and try out all different pills and really like look into it before you actually take it, because there are a lot of side effects and nobody fucking tells you them. So do your research before actually going on it, I would say. But that wraps up this video. I love sitting here and talking to you so much. Like, I'm actually gonna be so excited to sit and edit this video. I feel like it has meaning, and that's what I want to put out into the world. And I just love doing YouTube, and this is just a special thing that me and you get to share. Okay, I have an appointment that I have to get over to. I love you so fucking much. Like, you mean absolutely everything to me. Genuinely, like, this thing that we're sharing right now means so much to me in my heart. I want you to know that. I hope you guys have an awesome day ahead. Comment this emoji if you watched all the way up until this point. If you did, you're a real one. And I'm gonna reply to your comment. Peace out. Love you.